Zeus Kerausi.
K969 fix in preparation. Modification for RWD. Operation test. Chassis completion. Drift test. Completion and drift.
또 와, 이거.